Well, we had a small interruption due to technical difficulties, so... Alokian, will you tell the group what has transpired so far as I'm getting the cameras ready for the next side of things?
Yes. So,
Thank you.
We went to bed last night at an inn. We had the caravan parked outside. Zan was outside with Livshana in the cage. In the middle of our sleep, we heard a loud bang, and it awoke Alokian and Belkin. And Alokian hastily grabbed his warhammer and grabbed Belkin and carried him like a football as he ran outside to see the caravan had been scorched and blown up. The cage with Loshana in it was tossed to the ground, and she is also burnt. There was a four-legged beast eating somebody on the ground that I cannot tell who yet, as well as two other humanoid figures in the distance. And Corvin hastily, sloppily woke up from his drunken stupor from the night before and is starting to make his way downstairs as well to see what the commotion is. Kazuya is unknown to the location at this point.
Yep. Kaz still in his room in his trance. For whatever reason. And I will move you guys over to the Roll20. Alokian, you also can tell that there are two other... Oh. I have my potion for the evening. Thank you, potion seller.
Oh, it looks very red. Looks like a health potion.
Or the blood of my enemies.
Oh, well, okay.
I think it's more of the blood of my enemies. That's a really good one. Alright. Everyone can go ahead and roll initiative.
Well, I cannot see anything yet.
Yep. You're still running down the stairs. I'll throw a token on there for you. Just know that you're about 20 feet or so behind the group. But
okay, you want me to just like go on the roof, like
yeah, there you go.
Back here.
That's fine. So, Alokian, also with the vision of that you currently have, and you can see within the dark, you see two other red-scaled, small humanoid creatures with stones, a sack of stones in hand, and sling in small blades sheathed at their sides. One flanking behind the burning caravan, and another on a ridge across the street. You recognize these creatures to be kobolds. Now, the creature there in the center that is eating the corpse there, you and Belkin, if you have the knowledge in Arcana, you can go ahead and roll it to try to identify what that may be.
No, I'm not proficient in Arcana, so.
All right.
Same.
And you're not quite sure what this draconic-looking creature is.
To me, it's a kobold on all fours.
And much bigger. So I'll go ahead and
Big kobold on all fours.
roll initiative for that as well.
Also on stream, you have Cordell twice and not me at all.
Perfect. We're doing great tonight, guys. That's what happens when we're down one person.
I rather see Cordell twice than not you.
Let me go ahead and get him on there.
And
Oh,
now
we could
now
buy
do-
followers, primes, and viewers.
Oh, how excited!
Oh, great.
We're gonna love those. You want to be famous?
No.
No. I always say when I was streaming, I would always be like, "I already am."
Already am.
They're kind I already am famous.
There you go.
Look at me.
All right. Happy Monday. Indeed, it is a Monday. I can say that for sure. All right. So, let me roll for this thing. Right.
Oof.
All right. There we go.
Yeah, some initiative war. That's
Oh,
something.
and was I able to identify the bodies of
So,
the people?
two of the corpses, I'll ping on the map for you. There and there are similar to the scaly kobold creatures. One of them looks like its arm was severed from its body, and the other, much of its face and rib cage area, was crushed in.
Oof.
It looks like whatever explosion happened after those creatures were. Oh, roll an investigation check. As you're stepping outside, roll an investigation to see what you can glean from what's going on here.
20.
Absolutely. So they were definitely taken down before the explosion happened because much of the top of their bodies are now singed and burned. The body that's underneath the quadruped creature is indeed Zan.
Oh damn! I knew it.
He's unmoving, his sword a few feet from him, so it was in hand at one time, and with that high of an investigation, with a decent perception, a lot of his body is burned. The explosion looks like it probably devastated him.
Okay.
Yes. So that is that. And we can go ahead and start at the top of the initiative with one of the red kobolds that's taking cover behind the burning caravan. You can also see what looks like a number of pieces of treasure all underneath the caravan. The front of the caravan exploded, and whatever was inside of it also did, as it was splayed out all on the ground and the road nearby. This kobold looks like it's grabbing some of those pieces from underneath the caravan currently. Somewhat distracted with what's going on here. So, Belkin, as you are in the arms of a Lokian, what would you like to do?
I would like to be free of being held like a football.
Okay. I'm sure as long as a Lokian's willing to let you go, I'll allow it for a free action for him to just drop you.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Alright. I imagine I would be sleeping in my leather armor because I believe that doesn't.
That does not cause fatigue, so you are fine to sleep in your leather armor.
Alright. But I'll be fair and say I only had a dagger beside me, so that's the only thing that I grabbed.
Okay.
So I will move my 25 feet. Let's see here. Okay. Actually, no, I'll hand back. I'll just ready attack action if anybody gets within melee range of me.
Okay. Are you gonna throw the dagger as an attack action within range, or do you want to just do a melee attack?
Melee attack.
All right, that's fine.
The old
The black and red scaled creature on top of Zan does look up as blood is just pouring from his teeth as he swallows a bit of flesh. For this turn, it continues to eat Zan, chomping more flesh from his chest and arm and shoulder and ripping it. You hear the popping of bone and the tear of flesh, more blood pooling beneath the body of Zan. And that's that. That's its turn. Corvin.
Okay.
Drunkenly,
Corvin.
you see the Lokian set Belkin down just beyond the doorway, his eyes scanning what's going on outside. And you hear the crackling of fire and Belkin pulling a dagger and preparing for something.
Okay. Corvin's gonna step outside, see this going on. I imagine with the state he's in, he's probably not even gonna notice that who is on the ground, at least not right away.
Okay.
And he will run out, not be able to get to anybody. He'll pull out a javelin.
Ooh,
All right.
And he'll throw that at the creature.
nice.
Make your attack.
Kind of screaming, what is happening? 18.
All right. As adrenaline's pumping through your body, and you had a little bit of sleep, I'll say that you're not as drunk as you were last night, so I'm not going to give you disadvantage to your attacks, especially because we're missing one of your companions currently.
That is up. Yeah,
So,
that would be
an 18. Yes, Corvin begins to focus as he's well trained in battle, as he rushes outside to see the same sight as his other two companions. Maybe not sure yet as who is on the ground that this draconic creature is eating, but he definitely sees the destruction of the caravan. Liv Shauna's cage thrown aside and destruction before him. An 18 does hit the creature. Your javelin flies through the air towards it. Go ahead and roll your damage.
10 piercing damage.
All right.
Nice.
As it
Good job.
slams into-
Good job.
The javelin piercing the front shoulder part into through its scales and into its flesh, dealing points of damage. A decent strike coming from Corvin.
I like how you ask what is happening after you do your javelin.
And then he says, "What's happening?" Corvin, you can hear the chittering and hisses coming from. I'm not quite sure if you can actually see it. Let's see. Yeah, coming from the creature up on the hill, as well as the creature that is underneath the caravan, putting gold into a sack currently. They begin to communicate with one another in a language that you don't understand.
Okay. Can I take a bonus action to attempt to whistle, hoping my horse would come?
Okay. Sure, go ahead. You know that the stables is actually pretty decent ways away from here, probably about 100, 150 feet away. And you also know that it was locked up before you went to bed, so you can try.
It was like bars.
Yes.
I'll attempt it,
All right.
but not necessarily expect. So I'll blow
All right.
a whistle and like begin reaching for my great sword, and that'll be the end of my turn.
Got it. All right. The kobold on the ridge takes one of its stones, seeing Corvin rushing outside with the javelin, striking the four-legged draconic creature. He will target you, Corvin. Does an 18 hit your AC?
That would meet it. Yes.
That would meet it. Okay. So a stone comes whizzing through the air and striking your body for only 3 points of damage. A loud tang and thwack kind of reverberates in the area as it does hit your armor, bashing into through you, like the bit of chain that's underneath your armor, dealing a little bit of damage to you. But that is the end of its turn. Alokian. It actually, you know what? It'll move. It'll begin to bark a couple more sounds towards the other creature, and then begin to move around down that cliff, that small cliff face, and begin to head north.
Okay. So as a bonus action, I will cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
Your bastard speaking to glow with a with a holy aura.
So, I will also move up. Is this creature residing in both spaces? So like I could be here and hit him, or no?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll move up to him, and I will cast my Channel Divinity.
Okay.
The Twilight Sanctuary. So you'll see Alokian will focus on. He kind of looks down for a second and grabs the Ilmater pendant that he wears, and from it, a dim light starts to glow. And that dim light starts to radiate outwards, and in an almost invisible sort of barrier, you can see that the dim light covers around 30 feet around him, with sort of like slight wisps of light energy
Okay.
kind of swirling in a 30-foot pattern.
What does that
So-
grant for your companions, right?
Yes. So it's a 30-foot radius and it's filled with dim light. It moves with me. It lasts for a minute, or until I go unconscious or die. Whenever a creature, including me, ends its turn in the sphere, I can grant that creature either 1d6 plus my level in temporary HP, or I can end a charmed or frightened effect on it. So obviously I will choose that only my allies get that. But yes, so anyone within my 30-foot radius can gain temp HP at the end of their turn.
Sounds good.
And that will end my turn, thus giving myself temp HP.
And the round rolls over, and the kobold underneath, that was scavenging for gold underneath the caravan, puts the sack on his back with one arm, and then slings another stone. He slings a stone. He'll target a Lokian that is currently in combat with the Drake. Ooh. Alright.
That's not a good sound.
He rolled a 20. So a crit.
Okay.
So Alokian takes a total of
2 damage.
actually 7
Critical
points.
rock.
7 points of damage.
Okay, not too bad with the temp HP. It's only really 1.
Well, that's true.
So another. Do you wear a helmet or anything? Alokian?
No.
No. So the divine energy that is currently the wisp of light and shadow mixing around your body that's currently invigorating you deflects much of the force from that stone, but a bit of it does graze your brow, and a bit of blood begins to slowly drip across the side of your face as it does hit you. He will also begin to rush past Livjana and take cover beside that small building there. Belkin,
Yes.
it is now your turn.
Hooray! Alright, I will bonus action. Dang, hold on. Let me check the distance here. Oh, yeah. Alright, I will bonus action dash for
Alright.
25 feet of movement, and then move total of 40. Do I go here or here for a melee attack?
Let me go ahead and just put the creature in square there over Zan. I just had him a little bit on the side so you can see the body as well. So
Gotcha.
you can go up behind him right there.
Okay, I will do that, and I will attempt to stab him,
Alright,
shank him.
well, you have advantage due to flanking. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Dagger. 10. Okay.
10 unfortunately does not hit. Your blade just strikes the top of the spine of the creature as you're looking for a vulnerable spot. Unfortunately, your blade does not pierce its thick scales.
And that will end my turn. How much temp AP do I get, Joy?
A D6 plus 2.
Do you roll that, or do you want me to?
You can go ahead and roll it.
Yeah, I would say you guys, since it's on the end of
Okay.
your turns anyways.
So D6 plus 2?
Yep.
So 6.
6 points.
I'll take it, man. That's not nothing.
Alright. Now that the creature is becoming surrounded, a bit of wildness comes from its burning orange orbs. It's going to go ahead and do a multi-attack. So its bite is going to go ahead and try to bite Alokian and then tail slap Belkin that is now trying to flank him.
Makes sense.
Right, Alokian. 23 to hit.
Yes.
Okay. Its bloody maw, you feel the fangs pierce through your armor as it grabs a hold of your leg and just begin to try to tear it off from your body. You take 11 points of piercing damage.
Oof. That's tough. Okay.
And then the tail whips around as it turns to look at you, Belkin. Does a 16 hit your AC?
It does, yes.
And its tail just almost knocks you off your feet as you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
That makes it 1 HP after the...
Yep. And it will stay kind of perched on top of Zan as he is its current meal. That'll be the end of its turn.
Okay. Corvin is gonna move down and get beside this thing. I imagine at this point he would probably notice Zan.
You see underneath the claws of the creatures kind of still tearing into Zan as if it's protecting its meal. You see Zan's body, his armor torn apart, shredded. As Zan didn't wear much armor, actually. It's mostly just his wispy clothing. His sword, his scimitar, a few feet from him, displayed from his hand. He's not breathing. And a paleness is coming over Zan's face, or already has.
Corbin would probably see that, and like tears would begin to well up and almost move down his cheeks immediately.
Okay.
And then like he'd grip his great sword that he just pulled out of the sheath, and the tears I feel like would dissipate into shadow as like this darkness begins to raise off of Corbin's body. And he says, "I will kill you," and he's gonna swing his great sword.
Nice.
14.
A 14 hits. You feel your blade just piercing through its thick, scaly hide. Roll your damage.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop a smite on that too, just because the situation for sure.
Go for it.
That will be 12 necrotic and 15 slashing.
Oof.
Big hit.
Big damage, for sure.
You know, kind of growl in anger as he sweeps across its side.
Yeah, Corvin. Everyone sees Corvin attack the creature, and then the pulse of necrotic divine energy just wave of darkness pool over his blade as he does strike down across the spine of this creature, carving off a large chunk of its scales and flesh from its back. It looks pretty wounded at this point.
Nice.
That's the power of Great Weapon Master, because
Yeah, it is.
Great Weapon
Yeah,
Hiding, because I rolled
Yeah.
2 2s and re-rolled both and got a 4 and a 6.
Nice.
Yep, that's awesome. Yeah.
That's why I love that. If I do so. Okay, that's my turn.
All right.
Kind of just standing there in anger.
So, interrupting here, Livshana is going to go ahead and act as I'm adding her to the initiative. She has a 7 on initiative, so I don't know what your dexterity was, but she'll just go after you as she's still kind of bound up anyway. Does anyone look wounded currently?
Yeah, Lokian probably does. His leg is pretty torn up.
All right. Yeah, she can see you through the flames there, so she's going to go ahead and begin to say a few words and prayers as Lokian, the shadows and the light that's kind of surrounding you and wisping around your body darken slightly as she casts her magic upon you. But you go ahead and heal for... That's not great. You heal for 11 points.
That's great. What do you
I mean, yeah, it's great, but for what I rolled just now, it wasn't great.
Oh, by the way, Corbin ended his turn in
I just remember that.
She
Yeah.
does.
Temp
She
HP.
does say to the group of you, "There's more hiding here. Let me out, and I'll help."
Do I know that this came from her?
Yes, you are aware that that magic came from her. All right, this kobold that is hiding behind Livshana. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, let's see. Okay. Yeah, he knows that Livshana is no threat currently. Well, he thinks so. So he's going to go ahead and take a shot at you, Alokian, with another stone. Does a 15 hit your AC?
Yes.
It does.
It's such that you can't keep him heavy armor.
Yeah. You take 5 points of damage as another stone comes whizzing by over the caravan through the flames and hits you.
Okay.
And he will make a move to there.
That's the one
Alokian.
that stole our treasure, right?
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
You still see some gold beneath in items beneath the caravan under the flames, but you do know that he did grab a number of things from under there.
Yeah, so after taking a few blows and this creature is biting my leg, I will grab it by its mouth and say, "Enough of this." And I will cast Inflict Wounds.
Oh my goodness.
There's no way.
He done. He done.
Wait. That's crazy.
So 23 as necrotic energy moves from my hand into its mouth and jaw and head.
Everyone sees the wisp of darkness kind of shrouding Alokian for a moment, and some of the wounds begin to heal on his body. And some of that energy goes down and into his hands as he grabs this creature, and then that dim twilight light pulses across its face as much of its flesh underneath the scales basically just melts into ichor, and its eyes and brain begins to just melt through the eye sockets and onto the ground as the creature becomes lifeless on top of Zan.
Joey, that was a 33.
Yeah, 33 damage.
33 damage. Not that it makes a
Even
difference,
better.
but I just wanted you to,
Yep. The entire front half of the
Correct.
creature is basically just melted by the necrotic energy coming from Alokian.
You guys ever see a Full Metal Alchemist? You know when Scar grabs the dude's head?
Yep. Yep. And for the first
Um,
time, probably you realize how dangerous Alokian can be.
Well, good thing it didn't suffer. That's for sure.
I don't know, it looked like a
So
so
I'll-
to me.
I'll-
Its face melted.
I'll kick
Yeah.
the Drake's body off of Zan,
Okay.
and I'll look up at Belkin and Corvid. You deal with the rest. I will try to help Zan.
Go up,
And that'll
boy.
be the end of my turn.
All right. This kobold in the road will go ahead and make a throw at Belkin currently. It's
not
closest
nice.
target. But 11, I assume, does not hit your AC.
It does not.
The stone just bouncing off the ground next to you and hitting the side of what remains of the caravan. And this creature will move. To there, taking cover behind those trees. Belkin.
I would like to parkour over the cart here.
Okay. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check as you're parkouring over the flames. So try to just take a few steps around the flames and fire that's there.
Gotcha.
Gonna have a lot less hair coming out.
25.
Yeah, Belkin easily bounds between what's remaining there in the rubble and passes through the fire unharmed.
What is Livshana bound by?
She has manacles on her arms and currently inside the cage. Some of the cage looks like it's been, like some of the bars bent and broken apart. So, or there's the lock that is currently there. So you can try to bend some of the bars so she can climb out, unlock her manacles, or unlock the front of the cage there.
I will use my thieves tools to unlock the lock.
All right.
Or attempt to, anyway.
Go ahead and make a thieves tools check.
Dexterity?
It's your. Are you proficient in thieves tools?
I am. It's asking for a stat.
Yeah, that would be dexterity with your proficiency.
Okay, cool. Don't move, Sean. I'll have you out in a second. 9.
With everything that's going on, you're a bit shaken due to the sight of the destruction of the caravan. You're unable to unlock the lock that's on this cage currently.
Actually, I roll a 1. There's my lucky.
Oh yeah, you can re-roll.
Okay, cool. Let's try that again. 10.
Still not quite able to unlock the lock, but you don't break any of your picks due to
Good.
your halfling nature and luck. Corvin.
Corvin will kind of and look at Alokian. Please help him. And then he will dead sprint. Dead sprint away. You can get right there, right in front of the. Yeah, that's 30. Can I get under that tree without any issue?
Yeah, that's fine.
So I can get right
Actually,
there.
before you step, I'm gonna move you for a second.
Yep, go. Sorry, I moved myself back. But you move me wherever.
Yep.
It's the route I'm going.
Yep. As soon as you break the brush and through the branches and the trees there,
Mhm.
you see
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
another individual that was hiding there on the other side of the trees and bushes, dressed in somewhat similar garb as you've dealt with before. That leather armor that is blackened and tipped red, a mask with draconic ridges and scales kind of peeled back behind its head, a sharp curved blade in its hand, and it appeared as though it was ready for something to come around within its range, so it will go ahead and make it a strike against you with its scimitar.
I'm gonna move right here just because I can't see. With
Oh,
the
yeah, that's
dynamic
fine.
light, right?
Yep.
Everything was.
So you go to move into its space, and basically it gets its ready to action. Does a 17 hit your AC?
Does not.
All right. It just clings against your armor as you bring your great sword up to riposte and parry its attack.
I will kind of smile at him. Ah, another one of you. And I will swing my great sword.
All right.
22.
A 22 hits.
Nice.
Let me take off my smite. I'm not gonna smite this turn. 10 slashing.
All right. 10 damage. You cut through its armor. Some of its armor on its chest kind of just hanging, dangling there. It doesn't quite take him out, but he is severely wounded at this point.
Okay. That shall be the end of my turn.
All right. We put him on the initiative now.
Fantastic.
So he's going to go before Belkin, after that Cobalt. All right, Liv Shauna. She looks severely burned and wounded as you're trying to unlock her cage there, Belkin. She looks up to you. You need to hurry so I can help.
I'm trying. Trying.
She will go ahead and heal herself. Those same shadows just pool up across her body Healing her for a decent amount. She's still a bit, some of her skin's still a bit charred, pink, where those wounds healed, and some wounds are still open and burned, but she's not as bad off as she once was. She begins to try to push. No, she won't be able to do that this turn because she healed. Alright, that's her turn. And the bolt to the north there begins to flee and rush off toward the path that headed north towards the ruins of Battle Rise. That main road that was overgrown, that creature begins to head that way in a full-out run. So, Alokian, go ahead and make a medicine check as you're looking down at Zan.
I was just about to ask you if I could. 25.
Oof.
Zan died probably moments before you, or as you stepped out of the Battle Rise Inn. You can see his wounds are fairly fresh. The burns did not kill him. The creature that's laid out on the ground just below him did. He's dead.
So he most likely suffered
Yes.
while he was dying.
But
You'll
with
see-
with that medicine check as well, you can tell that his fist and blade is also bloody. He didn't go down without a fight.
Alokian is silent. His eyes are welling up. But also there's a rage on his face that no one has seen before. And I will move here. And he'll just let out a yell. Ah! He's just so angry right now because someone that he cared for dearly had to suffer. Especially suffering until their death. And he will cast Toll the Dead on this guy right here. He's the first that he sees
Yep.
as soon as he turns that corner.
Wisdom save?
Yes, it's a
What-
Wisdom 14.
14. You call out in your rage and unleash the toll of dead upon him, ringing in his ears, but he fights off the effects of the necrotic energies that you're trying to overwhelm him with.
Okay.
Anything else you would like to do? I'd say examining Zan would be a bonus action, so
Nope.
alright.
That's well, I guess I could bonus action dash? Or no, that's a full
That's
action,
a
right?
that's dash is a standard action unless you're
Yeah.
a rogue
Right,
with
right.
fancy abilities.
Like me.
I'm not fancy. I don't have fancy legs. Yeah, so that'll be my turn.
All right. So the kobold behind this cultist will go ahead and make an attack against Corvin. Stone flies over the shoulder of the humanoid in front of him, but unfortunately the stone, it looks like it's trying not to hit the man that's standing there and is unable to get a good shot on you. But he also begins to rush off in that direction. The cultist is standing there, Corvin. you see he has his blade at the ready to parry, hopefully, your next strike. But he reaches up towards his chest, and you see he pulls on a necklace that is around his neck. There are a number of broken chains that dangle from that necklace, but there's two chains that are actually connected to two very small burning beads. He pulls one of the beads and tosses it just beyond you and Alokian, and another explosion emanates in the area.
Goodbye, cruel world.
I need both of you to go ahead and make a reflex save.
Bye, Corbin. No, you're back.
Yeah, that's good enough. 13.
11.
Oof, oof.
Unfortunately, both of you fail the reflex save,
Oof.
and you both take only 15 points of fire damage as the fireball explodes from the magical item that he unleashes upon you.
You still up, Loki?
Yeah.
Good.
Luckily, I got 7 temp HP.
Yeah, I know. That's what saved me.
And he will try to break away, so go ahead and get an attack of opportunity, Corvin, as he begins to move away from you.
That's it. Corvin, don't screw it up. 19.
A 19
too bad.
definitely hits.
Too bad you didn't have advantage on that one.
Yeah.
He brings his blade up to block your greatsword, but your greatsword just breaks through his defense, cleaving down across his right side as he turns to run,
15 damage.
and
Nice.
his body falls to the ground.
I don't think so.
Belkin.
I'm gonna try to help Lushana again.
All right.
Come on, do something. 20.
And with a quick click, you get it. You feel the spot where the lock is, and are able to move the tumbler and unlock it. The cage door swings open.
That's all the help you get, and I'll move over to behind. Oh wait, how far can I move? 25 feet. How far is that? Perfect. And then I'll move behind Loki in there.
All right. Corvin.
Corvin's going after this thing.
Temporary
Right
HP.
there, 30 feet.
Alright.
It's gonna take a swing.
Well, do you have heavy armor on?
Yes.
That reduces your speed.
It does not.
It does
because
not.
it's
Because the strength.
based.
You have the
Yeah.
strength. Okay. I
have
thought
no
you did not
strength.
have the strength.
No, that's
It's
I
a
did-
Lokian that doesn't
That's
have
a
the strength.
Loki,
Yeah.
So
I
yes, with your rage and strength, you're able to rush forward behind this kobold as it's trying to run.
I'll kind of run up behind and worthless creature, and I will swing down on him. Hopefully hitting.
Oh,
27 natural 20.
that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
14 plus 9, so 23 points of damage.
And with deadly accuracy, the head of the creature goes tumbling in the small garden behind this home as it falls to the ground, lifeless. Squirts of blood coming from its shoulders where its neck once was.
Can I look up? Do I see the last one?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Come on, it's your chance. 9.
Wherever it's gone, it is now out of your sight and within the tall grass beyond. Alright. Liv Shauna moves over to the front of the caravan and stands over Zan, looking at his body.
Can I move over to there?
Yep, one
Or
moment.
are
Let's-
we out of combat?
I would say let's stay within initiative order.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Mhm. Yep.
She kneels
Sounds good.
down over his body. The chains on the manacles jangling about as she pulls him over and examines him. She looks at you, Alokian, as you approach. I need diamonds. Now.
I'll wait till it's my turn.
Yeah, you can go ahead and go. We can go through round order, but it's going to depend on what happens here, whether or not
Gotcha.
Yeah.
certain things can transpire.
What good are diamonds?
If I bring him back to life, you release me.
Very well. So, Alokian will immediately recall the
You can make a knowledge, religion, or arcana, or, I mean, even with your clerical training, you know there are spells to bring people back to life, and some can be used with within a certain amount of time to bring someone back to life.
I'll recall that the kobold was taking treasure from underneath our cart, and I'd like to look underneath the cart to see if there was any diamonds
Go ahead and
left.
make a
or-
perception check as you're looking underneath. Corvin and Belkin, are you approaching as well?
Yeah, I'd probably run
Yes.
back.
Okay, you
after
rush
not-
back.
not-
You see Livshana over Zan, and
What's
you
going
you,
on?
you basically vaguely heard what she was saying.
Okay, as I would see Alokian looking,
I got a 22, by the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna. I'll wait for Alokian. I'll say. I'll kind of look at him. Did you find any?
Alokian, you see a number of wealth under there. No diamonds.
It's no good. There's no diamonds here.
I'm gonna take off in a dead sprint. See if I can find that other kobold.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make another perception check as you rush off towards the grass and the path that it left. She looks at well, before you do that, she does say, no diamonds, then there is another way.
Another way how?
Sacrifice. You must suffer. She smiles at you, Alokian. You all must suffer. Unlock my chains, and she puts up the manacles. And I can save him.
Do I have the keys, or do I know where the keys are?
You know Corvin has a set of the keys.
Yeah, Corvin's going over to her, and he's gonna unlock her chains.
Okay.
Save him.
After you release the manacles, she shakes her arms off, reaches out her hand. I will need all of you.
All three of us?
We can try with just 2.
Then spare the halfling.
What's gonna happen?
You're gonna hurt. I'm gonna
Right.
take your life force and put it into him. And then I am free. Your word.
You have it. But before that happens, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
In hopes that I don't just die. So that's my last spell. 9. Nice.
Would everyone get like one last round of the temp HP before the spell ended? Before
Sure.
I. Okay, I'm gonna try to save myself this way.
+2, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that hopefully will.
All right.
A little bit of a buffer.
She reaches down, closes Zan's eyes, and puts her palm across his face and his lips. Take my hand. He says to both Corvin, and she says both to Corvin and Alokian.
He does so.
Reach out.
She begins to say a few words of magic as once again the fire in the area dims and dies and extinguishes, left but nothing but red, slightly burning embers, smoke wisping into the air. You see those shadows as they grow, as the fire dissipates, encroach on her, crawling up her body as if it's alive, waving tendrils reaching up and grasping upon her, down her arm and over Zan's face and body. These wisps of ash pluming from her body and where Zan's face is, and then to dissipating into nothing, much like some similar magic you've seen happen before. Then those tendrils begin to cover Zan's form, upper body, where his wounds are, and then down her right arm and over your hands. You feel an extreme cold as that negative energy begins to cool over your hand, up your arm, and rapidly grow across your shoulder. Your breath becomes heavy, even though you may have rage within you because of what's transpired here, what's happened, and then the concern of the suffering that Zan may have had. You begin to relive those last moments of Zan's existence, as it feels like extreme fire begins to engulf your body as these shadows do the same. His entire form is now covered in this the tendrils of darkness weave all across his form, as well as Livshana's form, and then finally over each of you. You both take 18 points of necrotic damage.
Oof.
As whatever she's casting begins to sap you of your life force. And you relive the wounds that Zan had taken. But then there's a... as the chest rises beneath the shadows, and the shadows move underneath, over his body, You hear Zan take a breath once again. And then the shadows disappear. Livshana stands, takes a few steps back, almost defensive as she watches each of you and looks down towards Zan. His body is pale as the wounds he had taken and coming back to life. There's a shock, fear, as he's basically paralyzed through everything that had transpired and everything that had happened. But then he looks to Livshana, then to each of you. Grasping the wounds at his neck, and as much of his body still burned, but the major part of where his throat was ripped out from that creature is healed, and pink scars and flesh there.
Alokian collapsed.
Okay.
As soon as he sees Xan and then notices Alokian, Corvin will lean down and he will use his healing hands from his Azamar background to heal him of 2 hit points.
For a moment there, Alokian, the last moments of Zan's life overcame you, and you felt your own escaping you. And then darkness embraced you. And then a flash of light and a bit of hope as you step forward again to consciousness as your eyes shoot open with Corvin over your body.
Great amount of suffering.
I'll take my leave now. She takes another step back.
Hold on a minute. And Corvin's going to kind of step and go and lean down to Zan and just make sure he is normal, I guess, is kind of what he's looking for.
All right, make a medicine check.
Oh, great. I'm really good at those. So that'll go really well. 11.
He looks alive.
Yeah.
She has appeared to do what she said she would.
He will kind of stand up and look at her. Anything to say before you go?
A smile slowly begins to creep, pull at her cheeks. I hope to never see any of you again. And then
We
the
will see about
shadows pool up over her body and then spin. She vanishes.
That was a lot of gold. Corvin will kind of lean back down to Zan.
The front of the door to the inn shutters open again as Herb moves outside, a large horn in hand, but sees the group of you on the ground. Yeah, what happened? Do we need to wake everyone?
I imagine most of them would be awake, but we need to put the fire out.
Zan reaches up and grabs you by your collar, pulls you close. I don't know what you did, but thank you.
We'll see if you thank us when you're better.
Are they dead?
Most of them. One of them fled to the castle.
He looks over to where Livshana was.
she's gone. He saved you.
He nods.
We did what needed to be done.
I understand. And he just kind of lays back on the ground, stares at the sky, seeming severely weak. The elderly man says, "Well, what?" He's looking around at the carnage and the creature and the bodies. Do you need anything from us? I'll tell you what, we'll get some food, and there's no other danger. I won't wake the rest of, if they're not awoken by now. He's looking across the street. Alokian, probably, depending on who has a decent wisdom score, passive perception, you can tell that people were watching.
Have you ever dealt with kobolds here before?
Maybe one or two incursions from kobolds, but mostly orcs, and in the past a lot of lizardmen. But not so much now, since the lizardmen have, I guess, learned to trade with many of the people in Cormyr.
Corvin will stand up and just kick the creature's body that was attacking Zan.
Yeah.
Just kicks it really hard and kind of, and then he will reach down and pick up Zan, and he's gonna take him to his room where he was sleeping.
Okay.
And lay him down and then come back out.
Herb goes inside and goes into the kitchen. And you hear clattering going on in there. You bring Zan back to your bed in the inn. And he says, as you're beginning to leave, I feel like we failed. Or at least I did.
Didn't fail.
In leading all of you.
No. This is all the elf's fault. And he will slam the door.
Okay.
And move back downstairs.
Alright. Alokin and Belkin, do y'all do anything while Corvin goes outside?
Alokian's silent, but he just makes his way to his room.
Okay.
Without speaking or looking at anyone. Kind of a blank face. Doesn't seem to have any emotion at the moment.
Alright.
Yeah. As he gets inside his room, he will set up his reliquary, his shrine, and he will begin praying.
Okay. Belkin.
Um,
Anything else, Alokin? I'm sorry.
No.
Belkin. You stand outside. The flames from the caravan are gone, but it's still smoldering as the smoke is filling the area after the flames died. What do you do?
Belkin is still in the dark a little bit about what has happened. He would probably try to investigate the cart and all the bodies and try to piece together
Okay.
what happened.
Go ahead and make an investigation check as you're checking out the cart, the corpses of the kobold, and even the humanoid figure.
10.
10. Well, obviously, an explosion happened on the front of the caravan that basically destroyed half of it. and shunted Livshana's cage out the back and the side. It looks like it was targeted at the front of the caravan, possibly where Zan was. You also see signs of a struggle in the front of the caravan on the road there. Small clawed feet moving about. You see the bare feet also on the ground, probably from Zan as he fought off these individuals. Killing 2 of kobolds before the explosion happened, and then the larger creature finishing him off, from what you can tell. You can't glean much more beyond that, but you do see a number of coins and that are still there underneath the caravan, as well as a few different small jewels and like a necklace. Nothing too out of the ordinary there.
I will pick up the coins and the jewelry, and then I will return to the inn.
Okay. It probably takes you a little bit to sift through the rubble and the soot and the destruction that's there underneath the caravan to get all what you can find. But you find a total of 381 gold pieces, 78 copper pieces,
78. Yep.
and 53 silver pieces.
What was the gold you said? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
For gold. Gold. How much?
273?
273. Got it. Okay, thank you.
Alright. And you do find some other, like, you find a golden goblet, a silvery looking necklace that's kind of charred at this point. You do see some of the gems that are there are brittle and falling apart after the explosion. So none of that seems to be worth of anything at this point.
Okay.
Would Corvin come down as he's kind of picking up all this gold?
Yeah, probably.
I'd kind of come over and
Because it takes him some time to sift through the wreckage that's there.
Where did all this come from?
No idea. It's not ours, is it?
I don't know. Do I know of the Zan keep?
You know Zan has some wealth. He's never shared like how much he's had in the front of the caravan.
This is probably all Zan's then.
If it is, then I'll return it to him.
Yeah. I'm gonna go over to the cultist's body.
You also see Zan's sword still on the road.
I'll pick that up as I walk by.
Okay.
I'll see you inside, Corbin.
Right. I wanna. Did he search? I guess I don't know if he searched the cultist's body, so I will search the cultist's body. Oh.
I couldn't find. No, I know there was a cultist. I never saw him.
He didn't get to the cultist.
Yeah, I'll search its body.
All right.
Take
Go
the
ahead and make an
mask off.
investigation check as you're searching his body.
Wow. 1.
Okay. He is wearing leather armor that has bits of shaped leather in what is to appear like draconic scales. The same with the mask and helmet that he wears. You do recall the chain that's around his neck also. There is a silver chain around his neck that has one single burning bead dangling from it.
Yeah, I'll grab that.
It looked like at one time there was a number of those across the necklace, but only one is still there. He also has a scimitar that's on the
Grab that.
ground not too far from him.
Grab the necklace and pocket it. I don't know, pull off his mask. Do I recognize his face?
Pull off his mask. He has somewhat like long blonde hair that's kind of pulled back behind the helmet for the helmet to fit pretty well. He's a human that you've not recognized before. He has brown eyes. His mouth is kind of slock open as you've basically destroyed him.
I'll kind of look at him in the face, his dead face. Here, look, you're dead. And I grab him by the shirt and drag his body.
Okay.
And I will pile up the bodies. Probably just nearby. I'm not gonna worry about taking them out of town yet.
All right. Like
I'll
near the
put them-
caravan or on the side of the building?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll put them near the caravan
Okay.
for now. All right. Corvin has a major headache.
Yeah.
Feels horrible.
You definitely feel like you need water. You're feeling dehydrated. But across the way, at the general store, as you're piling up the bodies and Belkin's finishing up gathering the treasure that's there, the door to the general store opens. And an elderly, not elderly human, but probably late 40s, steps out. He has leather armor on, and he does have a sword now sheathed at his side. His hair is like a dark brown color, but has graying on the sides. He steps out and towards the small, just low cliff that's there. Trouble tonight.
That's an understatement.
Can we help in
As
any
I'm-
way?
As I'm dragging this Drake's body towards and grab
And-
him by the tail.
You are like dragging the corpses around and piling them up, and he doesn't seem disturbed by it.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I've seen all the fortifications. This must be pretty normal in this town.
May I approach?
Of course.
He walks over and looks at everything that's going on here. Grabs some of the kobolds' heads and turns them and looks at them. Looks at the human. Thomas.
Thomas, you know this one?
Thomas Rain.
Does he live here?
He lives not too far from here, from what he said. He's been doing some trading with us for about 6 months now. He seems like a busy man. Or did.
No. He's probably busy because he's in a cult.
What cult? He looks to the larger dragon. These aren't lizard men. They are small, scaly creatures.
Cult of the Dragon, I think it's called.
Cult of the Dragon. They
I don't
serve
really
some dragon?
Can't remember if anybody mentioned who the cult. I imagine Kaz probably did mention who they serve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tiamat.
Tiamat.
Yes.
Is that I've never heard of that dragon before, but
I'm not sure I know much about it either. Can I roll an insight check on this guy? Make sure he's not lying.
yeah, go ahead.
I don't trust anybody anymore. 17.
Okay. There does appear a bit of concern over his face and his mannerisms. He does seem guarded, as he's ready for anything. That may be just because of where he lives or because of what's going on here for sure. He doesn't seem to be trying to hide anything, and he's also trying to get information from you.
What was the man's name?
This one, he points to the dead man. Thomas Rain. He camped not too far to the west here, and some of the swamps.
Does he have a family?
Not that I know of. He tended to come alone. He met people here from time to time, possibly doing some dealings in the inn.
Have you ever been attacked by kobolds? Or at least recently?
Kobolds, I mean, no. We've had lizardmen quite a few years ago. Most recently is a few goblin, orcs, and bandits trying to come through here. But I didn't expect this to happen, especially with the purple dragon knights coming through.
Yes. What about that castle up there?
There's been quite a few noblemen and barons trying to make that thing profitable, but they all seem to fail for one reason or another. Why, I'm not sure, but
Any idea who owns it now?
I don't. It always tends to get attacked by creatures from the swamps.
I see. And what was your name, sir, if I may ask?
My name is Jason. I run the general store here in Battle Rise, and if you need anything, unfortunately I don't have a way to fix your caravan.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's gonna see much more travel.
Maybe, I mean, I'll take a look at it in the morning and see if anything's of worth to salvage off of it.
I would appreciate that. What do you usually do with the bodies of the creatures that attack?
We usually bring them off to the swamp. Sometimes
till
it
morning?
feeds those things that tend to wander in here for food. Mourning. Well, we don't mourn the creatures that are trying to destroy us, but if we do lose people, we have a
No,
graveyard.
wait till morning
Oh,
to
yes.
move the bodies.
It's fine by me. I'm sure you had a long night already.
You can say that again.
Where are you
Well,
from?
thank you.
What were you doing in Battle Rise?
We were transporting a prisoner. Well, I'm gonna go get a drink.
Sounds like you need it.
Indeed.
You have a good evening, and come by the
You too.
general store if you need anything.
We shall.
And he stays and lingers for a moment, looking at everything that's there.
Head inside.
You go into the Battle Rise Inn, and Herb already has a few bowls of stew ready, and a couple salads, mugs of ale already on the bar for any of you that want to partake. And he's still like in his basically nightgown or night sleeping attire, somewhat groggy, but he does have a mace up on the bar itself as well. The horn is there. Well, what happened? What happened? I don't know. He seems somewhat shocked.
Those creatures that attacked our caravan.
I heard an explosion out there.
Yes, some kind of spellcaster.
And all of you okay?
We're alive. Is the Lokian down here? Okay. I'm gonna go get a Lokian.
Alright.
I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna knock on his door.
Alright. So Lokian, when you went upstairs, what were you doing? Praying.
So yeah, I set up my shrine, I set up the incense, and I was praying.
Anything in particular?
Yeah, so Alokian was saying, I believe I met you tonight. just for a brief second. I believe I have purpose here, and that is why I've returned. To see a friend, to experience the suffering he experienced as he died, is unlike anything I have ever felt before. I am grateful for this. I am grateful for your gifts. I will fulfill a purpose. And as he finishes saying that, he will go over to where his equipment is. He will take his belt with the studs at the end. And he will begin the self-flagellation.
Go ahead and roll me a religion check as you do your prayer.
Not great. 8.
Okay. As Alukian continues his prayer, his God, Illmater, and then begins to make himself suffer even though inside you're still feeling pain and with remnants of the fire still flashing through your mind. Strike to your back. Feel claws in the teeth of the draconic creature pushing slowly into your shoulder and into your throat. Stop as you're still suffering. There's no need to bring it on to yourself right now, as you already have. Physically have. Lingers in your mind. And then you hear doo 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 the door.
So kind of just place the studded belt next to the shrine.
Okay.
Walk over to the door and open it.
Corbin's there.
Are you all right?
I am alive, if that's what you mean.
I guess that's what I mean. The innkeep got some food ready. Some drinks. Might be good to calm ourselves. Discuss what happened. It's up to you, though. I'm also gonna check on Kaz.
You move
Wish
over
to.
and knock Kaz's door. It's quiet.
I'll knock again. Louder.
Kaz finally answers his normal response that he would. Yeah, yes.
Hey, did he come to the door? Or did he just answer?
He calls out.
You alright in there?
Just taking my trance.
Well, you missed some action.
What happened? And he finally comes to the door.
Your friends you made at the last city attacked us again. Zan died. Livshana
You can
brought
tell.
him back.
Roll an insight check.
9.
Okay.
So good at stuff like this.
Still a bit of, like, sweat on his face, and Kaz normally doesn't sweat.
You all right?
Ugh. Nightmares.
Well, we were living one. So maybe next time, wake up. And Corvin's gonna walk away.
Nods and stands at the door for a moment, kind of stares at the ground. Step back, closes the door. Loki, what do you do after?
So he would have been at his door still for that conversation.
Okay.
And he'll kind of just stare at Kaz as Kaz closes his door. And Alokian does the same. Just closes the door.
And as you do close the door, feel something touching your leg. Down. Clouds there. Her back and tail rubbing against your boot. Or bare feet at that point, probably.
Alokian would just kind of smirk. And pick up the cat. Winged cat. And hold him close and just kind of pet him as he goes to sit on the bed.
She begins to purr. And you get closer to the bed, and a waft of ammonia kind of permeates from underneath your bed as you sit there.
Did you piss?
And as you do look down, there is a puddle underneath the bed.
Well, we'll need to clean this up. So I'll open the door and head downstairs to try and find something to clean.
Are you bringing Cloud with you?
I'll see if she'll perch on my shoulder.
Kind of set her up there. You're pretty broad and large, so there is a nice spot up against your neck. Roll animal handling. You set her up there to see if she'll stay.
6.
Probably because of everything that's going on, she doesn't seem to want to stay in one place. She's constantly trying to move and squirm, and she's pawing at your hand as you're moving over. She's giving you slight little just nibbles and bites, fingers as you're touching her.
You must have been scared hearing that loud bang. It's understandable. Come, we'll go downstairs, we'll find you something to eat.
Alright. And you bring her downstairs. Belkin, what have you been doing since Corbin and Lokian went upstairs?
Did the innkeep have that stew ready?
Yes.
When I walked in?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
Stew and ale seems to be on the house for the group of you tonight.
Belkin would definitely eaten this stew. It's probably the closest thing to food back home that he has since they fought with China way back when. So he would do that, and he would drink a little bit of ale, but not too much. Just like a mug. So.
Alright.
Is Zayan down here too, or
Zayan is currently in Corvin's bed.
Okay.
Herb does
So
say, as you're sitting there eating and drinking.
Mm.
So tell me, why did these people attack you?
Honestly, I have no idea.
You know who they are.
Mm. If I had to guess, probably seen people that attacked us before. Some kind of dragon cult, I guess.
You said they've overheard you had a prisoner, right?
Yes.
They trying to get her.
Mm. Doubt it. If they left her in her cage after the explosion.
A dragon cult.
Mm-hmm. Do you know anything about it?
Heard stories of cults before. A dragon, I'm not sure. I haven't seen
Mm.
anyone like that. They look like.
Mm.
I saw the small lizard creatures, but
If they, I imagine the small wizard people or wizard creatures, if I had to guess, they'd probably just fall because the cult has power, draconic power. Um, the cultists, they usually wear a mask and have dragon scale like armor. You ever seen anybody like that?
no. I mean, I've seen adventurers come through and they've scale mail and strange things,
Mm.
all type, but I haven't seen anyone particular like that.
No, they dress like they have a unnatural fascination with dragons.
We do have the Purple Dragon Knights.
Besides them, I met them. It definitely wasn't them. I mean, they too have an unhealthy fascination with dragons, but yeah.
I haven't seen or heard of anything weird like that in some time. I know I believe there was a dragon in the vast swamp. Black dragon. What's his name? Ralashtu?
Oh, gosh.
Lashtu. I think it's his name. But from what I remember, there was some people that went and dealt with him.
Really?
Yes.
How long ago was this?
This was 27 years now, maybe?
Hmm. You haven't heard a word from him since?
I haven't heard any rumors about him since then.
Hmm.
I know the Purple Dragon Knights had a hand in dealing with him as well.
Hmm. Yeah, it seems like that their type of work. Well,
Maybe I'll send word to them. See if they've heard of anything as well. And there was a large force of the Purple Dragon Knights heading east.
east. Oh yes, there might be a one that we met.
I mean, if you came from that way, then I'm sure you've come across them, unless you went around them somehow.
No, well, we ain't have that kind of luck.
Doesn't
Well,
seem like you have much luck.
uh, luck is subjective.
Is there anything else we can do for you this evening?
Nah. Just be mindful. Give us some space.
Guess we'll have to have a meeting in town and discuss what's going on here.
Well, do what you feel that you need to. will do the same.
Careful.
Always.
He smiles and grabs the whole mace. At this time, Corbin's coming down the stairs.
Everything good, Corbin?
As good as it can be. For the
That's-
time being.
That's my line.
Herb. Have a good night, Corvin. If there's anything you need, let me know.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yep. 2 hours. To leave. Food and the ale. Drink. The halfling sweat still on the bar.
I forgot about that. Corbin, this you? I start waving the ball.
It was. I regret it.
Yeah, most people do. You have no idea what this stuff is, do you?
No, I just grabbed something.
It is halfling. It says halfling sweat right here. I put the label. Don't worry though, it's not really halfling sweat, as far as I know.
That does make me feel a little bit better.
Hmm.
Corvin will, he'll grab a single bowl of stew and get some water in one of the mugs. And he's gonna say, "All right, Belkin, I'm heading off to bed. You better rest. I don't know what the plan is tomorrow, but we'll figure that out when we get there, I guess."
We'll discuss the next step in the morning.
So I will go upstairs and I will put that food next to Zan in the water.
He's awake.
And I'll kind of
When you enter the room, sort of sits up, winces in pain slightly. He takes the fruit and the water and see.
Corvin will just kind of sit down and lean up against the wall. His great sword kind of sitting across his lap.
You've seen Zan stressed and dealt with a number of things, through your time with him. Even seen him probably slightly defeated at times. He looks pretty destroyed right now. Rest.
You don't blame him.
But he does eat, and he drinks.
Okay.
Guess we'll talk in the morning.
I think that'd be best. And Corvin will kind of lay his head back.
Right. Zan does the same. Lokian. Come downstairs and find Belkin at the bar. Eating and drinking. Alone, but none the same. Nonetheless, he's there. What he would like to do.
So I'll just, seeing that as it's kind of died down, barkeep's gone in the back to go to bed, presumably.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of look behind the bar for rags or towel of some sort.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few of them back there. There's a pile of folded ones that are clean. There's some dirty ones that are also there.
I'll grab a couple, and I'll set Cloud onto the bar.
Okay. She just kind of
I'll
like
have a
ruffles and arches her back. Her tail flicks a few times. She stretches.
I'll have a seat next to Belkin.
Okay.
Tell me how you feel, Belkin.
Feel fine. How about you?
Inflicted.
Tell me about it.
I believe I saw them later tonight.
course you would.
I believe he has a plan for me. For us. All of us. What transpired tonight. I think it's all part of the plan.
I don't know. But you know what you did tonight? You gambled, my friend.
Gambled how?
With your life. With the freedom of Lashana.
I believe we all gamble with our lives every day that we're out there.
Yeah, but most of the time we know the game we're playing. But you were playing Lashana's game.
Were we to let Zan die? Or remain dead?
Let me tell you something. I always go with a more preferable outcome. Sure, Zan came back. But did he come back whole? Did he come back as Zan? Did he come back untouched by Lashana's magic?
I believe only time will tell.
And if he did die, if he stayed dead, his suffering would have been over. Sorry if I'm conflicting you more.
You're more wise than you let on.
Yeah, but don't tell people that. People's
It'll be our secret. Yes. You've given me much to think about. You're a
Cloud.
good friend, Belkin.
Cloud's
He's
now
good.
at one of the bowls, pawing inside and the lap up.
What is
Oh,
that thing
yes.
going here?
She's hungry.
For me?
No. Maybe. No. Is there enough for her to eat in there? In the
Yes, yeah, there was more than enough for the group of you. Not everyone partook.
I guard my bowl intensely. But I'm almost done anyway.
bowl? Well, if you're done, we do have a bunk to share.
Mm-hmm. You don't want the top bunk, do you?
I don't think it'd be in your best interest.
Luckily, I like the top bunk. Makes me feel tall.
Yes, if only for a moment.
Nah, everything's fleeting.
Yes. That we've learned tonight all too well. I shall meet you up there.
Right, boy.
Now I'll proceed upstairs. I'll grab Cloud.
Okay.
I'll wait until he's upstairs.
Alright. Lokian disappears up the stairs. Is you there at the bar, Belkin? Anything else in particular you...
No. I look at the top shelf of the bottles of booze.
There's a number of bottles up there.
And then I'll remember I got free food. And I'll go upstairs.
Okay.
And I'll enter our room.
Alright. Not too far behind the Lokian.
Now, Wilkin, did you piss in here? Did you have too much?
Yeah. I did. Why?
I assume you've cleaned it up before Belkin arrived.
Depends on how quickly he came. I might have been in the middle of cleaning it up.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I won't tell anybody. It happens to the best of us.
Thank you. Appreciate that. If you could keep it to yourself.
Yeah, you got it. And I'll climb up the top bunk.
Okay.
I'll go to sleep.
Set Cloud into the bed and crawl in after him.
And even with the events that had unfolded this night, perhaps it's the adrenaline that was pumping through you earlier. The tiredness does fall over each one of you. It will sleep. And the morning comes. And you awake. No sounds of explosions. Nothing coming to try to devour you in your sleep. You rest. Get your rest. And your long rest that you much needed.
Do temporary HP expire?
Hit points?
Yeah. The temporary hit points?
Yeah, I believe they do.
Okay.
I think they would expire with a short or long rest.
Yep.
Okay.
But the sun rises in the east, shining through some of the windows for a few of you, waking you. The morning comes. There in Corvin's room, Zan sits up, stretches a bit. His bare feet on the floor. Looks over to see if you're awake yet.
Corvin probably would have, woken up as he woke up. As soon as he kind of wakes up and sees Zan moving, Corvin is going to use a divine sense.
Okay.
So that would sense undead, fiend, or celestial. So he just kind of wants to see if Zan is human. So
You close your eyes for a moment and call on your own divine power to feel if there's any sense of anything strange about. And something nearby. You'll like a slight hint lingering coming from Zan.
Zan, do you feel like yourself?
It's hard to tell after last night.
Sure.
Still stiff and sore. Just can't believe it happened.
Neither can I.
Just feel.
Well,
Let
let's
you
go.
all down.
You didn't let us down, Zan. Any of us would have. Same thing would have happened to any of us. That many creatures attacking us all at once. There's nothing you could do. Let's go get some food.
All right. slowly gets up. All you. Lokian and Belkin. You wake, and the cat is currently cuddled up against you, still sleeping. What did the two of you do?
I will kind of groggily get up. Probably still very sore. Achy a little bit. I'll sit on the edge of the bed. Just kind of stretch. Then I'll look at Cloud next to me. Kind of screech him a little bit. Scritch her a little bit to get her up.
Mouth opens in a yawn as she stretches. Even her wings come out open. Stretches as well.
We should check on Zan. Now get up. And I'll start getting kind of shove Belkin. Belkin, it's time to rise, my friend.
Fine. I'll get up quicker than I usually do, but not by much.
I assure you, you'll get up just fine, and I'll put Cloud up on the top bunk.
Oh, God.
Okay, and all of a sudden you hear a hiss.
I heard out that.
Come from the
Fine.
top of the bunk.
Keep this spot. Double burn.
She's arching her back and walking along the edge of the bunk. Kind of doing
I
a little
will,
slight hop around, seem bigger than what she is.
I'll start donning my armor.
Alright. Takes Alokin some time to don his full plate, but while he does, you wait on him, Belkin, or you just head down?
I'll start heading down, but I'll knock on Corbin's door.
Get no answer. Corbin's door. As you do knock, it slowly opens and looks like no one's inside.
It must be downstairs then. I'll start heading downstairs.
Alright. And both Corvin and Zan, where do you go, Corvin? You go to the bar, you go to the table, see Herb and they're already awake. Both of them preparing breakfast, is probably already assuming that you're gonna need it. Get the heavy smell of bacon, something else probably baking. Well,
Kind of look at him and say, 2 foods, 2 plates, whatever you have.
all right.
We'll find
Says- Linda shuffles off into the kitchen.
a bigger table, like one that would fit all of us, basically.
All right. Yeah, you find a table that can fit about 8 people total. It's their biggest tables that they have here. Zan slowly shuffles over and sits down as well.
Corbin probably like sit down and like rub his head and bridge of his nose.
Wait for the others before I ask what happened, I guess.
Or before we ask what happened to you. But yes, I think that would be smart.
And then Belkin comes down the stairs as well. You see both Zan and Corvin at the table. Linda's bringing over some morning breakfast. Group of you some bacon and it looks like some kind of probably oatmeal or something. Bits of something chopped up red inside. Y'all enjoy. Would you like some? She says to you, Belkin. Are the others coming as well? Should I just go ahead and get enough for everyone?
Might as well. They're probably hungry.
All right.
I also have some bacon. Thank you.
And she shuffles off back into the... A morning drink, anyone? Herb says behind the bar.
Water.
Water.
All right.
Coffee? Is coffee a thing other than with Zan? Like,
In some places, yes.
coffee?
Sorry, we don't have coffee here. Zan says, I, sighs.
Yes,
Probably not.
probably not.
And after some time, Lokian, you head down as well.
I'll first bang on Kaz's door.
You hear shuffling inside, and Kaz comes to the door. Yes.
It's time for us to take leave soon. If you'd like to come downstairs for breakfast first.
I'll be down in a moment. See, Kaz already has his things, looks packed, ready to go. He moves over and grabs his items and follows you down the stairs. It's a seat.
I'll grab whatever breakfast is laying around.
Yep. By the time you get down there, there's a number of things. There's what looks like the creamy oats with red. Probably it looks like it's beets or something in there. Or radishes cut up. It's got more of a salty flavor than anything else. And to go with the bacon. But they have water, pitchers of water and glasses all about. Zan sighs as, after a few moments of everyone beginning to eat, what happened?
Well, you tell us. I mean, we came out to your dead body underneath a drake.
I was at the campfire for a while. Isle of Shana. Decided I was going to take a bit of a rest. Left the caravan open. But I woke up to what felt like something climbing onto the caravan. I rushed out, and one of the scaly kobold creatures were there. Tried to stab me with his blade. I dispatched him. Another jumped on my back from the top of the caravan. Flipped him over to the ground. Cleaved his arm and stomped on his neck. Next thing I remember was immense heat. Fire. Was tossed to the road. Sounds of something charging toward me. Claws and teeth. Burning eyes. The pain at my neck. And it was dark. There's nothing. There was nothing. Darkness.
Well, it was the cultists again. And Corbin will kind of side-eye Kaz. They ambushed us. We dispatched of them, and we were not able to bring you back without Lifshana's help. So we struck a deal. She brought you back, and we let her go.
She had that power.
Apparently.
Supposedly.
I mean, she did. She did it.
Here.
It's at his hands. I'm here. Same for you. Probably any of you. Gives a half smile as he can.
What now?
But now,
One of the kobolds ran off with, I assume, a lot of your gold, Zan.
Speaking of which, against my better judgment, Zan, by any chance you keep your treasure on the cart? Or by the cart?
keep it in the front of the cart where I sleep. One of the floorboards. It's a hidden compartment.
Did you happen to have at least a couple hundred gold pieces?
And a bit more than that.
Well, usually I want to do this, but I believe this is yours, and I'll put down a bag of how much was it? I haven't written down.
273.
273 gold pieces.
He reaches over and grabs the large bag and opens it up and looks inside. Shuffles a bit. Looks like he's counting. Takes him some time to go through it. Yes, it does look like a bunch of missing.
You also happen to have a chalice and a silver necklace.
I had a
Okay.
few treasures from my
Uh,
travels.
It's all his.
Some
Vulcan.
gems and diamonds as well.
I'll begrudgingly hand over the chalice and the silver necklace.
Okay.
The kobold.
I tell you what, Belkin.
Hmm.
Just hold on to that. Thank you for helping save me.
Mm-hmm.
So the kobolds ran off with the rest.
Yes. They got to it before I could. You know I would took it if I could.
That's why I like you, Belkin.
Mm. Now, about this cult, we got jumped way so far. I don't think it can end. And the mention of this vast swamp keeps coming up with their involvement. I did a little digging last night. Not too much, but got a little bit of information.
Live Shanago.
Into the shadows.
He's like, you can see he's trying to remember. So he was awake and he was there when it happened. Maybe it was the entire event. Looks like he's trying to recall what happened.
She left after she revived you.
Teleported.
Sometime magic.
Well, I have a feeling she's not a part of this cult.
Yeah, I get the same feeling. They want after her.
No.
And you made a deal with her.
They did.
Yes.
What's the deal?
I mean, let her go and bring you back. What was the
Good for
extent of
you.
it?
For you.
And Linda comes back over and fills everybody's waters. Do y'all like anything else?
No, no, thank you, dearie. That'd be enough. Thank you.
Very good. Well, just yell if you need anything. And she goes on back and begins to talk with the herb for.
We didn't say that we would not track her down, capture her again.
Just that you'd let her.
Said we let her go. I also have a little more information. I talked to the general store owner. He said that the cultist, the human one, his name was Thomas Rain. He camped west of town. Perhaps we could go to this camp, find him, find some information. He also said the tavern keep might know something. I haven't had a chance to ask.
So he knew of the cultist.
Yes. Yeah, the general store owner seemed surprised at the fact that he was a cultist.
More cultists aren't showy about their
Yes.
set. Their alternate lifestyle.
So that gives us some options. Either pursue this cult of the dragons. I mean, it seems like they're not going to leave us alone.
That's
Or
what I'm
we-
thinking too.
Go after Luciana and finish the mission.
I think Luciana can be really hard to track down.
True.
We did spend a lot of money trying to find her.
This is also true. Or perhaps we could hunt the kobold who took the gold. That's the other option.
I mean, I would assume cult of dragons possibly have some wealth.
Usually.
Pride runs deep. Well,
I just don't want to get ambushed anymore.
take the fight to them. Give a taste of what they've given us. And if we come across signs of Livshana, try again. It's a large sum of money.
Yeah.
In Hurley.
Indeed it is.
Yes. I feel like if we don't deal with these dragon cultists now, we'll have a harder time tracking down Livshana anyways. We take care of them and look for clues along the way as to where
Does
she
anyone-
might be.
Does anyone know of anything about these cultists?
I think this Thomas person is our best lead.
Yes.
Find his camp or home and go from there.
Yes, I think also we could check the keep. We did see the kobold go that way.
What do we know about this place?
Some barons, some lords have bought it. Tried to make it a tourist destination almost, and have failed. The general store owner didn't know anything about it. Who owns it now?
His name was Jason, you said? The general?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, it's here in this town. It's about these cult.
I gotta go to the general store anyway. They just want me to press Jason for more information than I could. Or I could ask about.
Perhaps we ask the tavern keep as well. The general store owner didn't know anything about the cult. But the tavern keep obviously probably hears a lot of rumors and may know Thomas Rain.
Zan rubs his temples for a moment. I'd like to go see what's going on with the cart or caravan.
All right, you go take a look at that. I'll talk to the tavern keep.
Fair.
Zan,
You go.
he gets up, begins to leave. The group of you notice he didn't eat a lot. He did drink a good bit of water, but he didn't. He goes outside. Tavern keep is behind the bar. Linda's come in and out a bit and brought him some breakfast as well.
Okay, I will go up to him. Excuse me, Herb.
Yes,
I have some questions for you.
feel free.
Do you know a man by the name Thomas Rain?
Yes, he's come here a bit and traded with some people here. He's been a patron of the inn a few times. A few months, I don't recall exactly.
What kind of business is he in? Any idea?
He's trading, meeting with a number of people, but I don't, as you can I try to stay out of everyone's business if possible. I think I remember hearing that he lives west of here somewhere.
If you don't mind me asking, who's he been trading with?
If I had to guess, any of the people that come here, much of them dressed in attire like those of Symbia. Merchant. Those that want to look better than what they probably really are. I wouldn't say they were merchant princes, but they had to have some sort of money.
Did you overhear anything they've ever spoken about?
No, they mostly take the private areas. And if you remember, there are a number of like private booths on the sides as well.
Have you ever heard of the Cult of the Dragons?
Dragon. I don't think so. But I wouldn't doubt that people that worship those mighty creatures.
Can I roll an insight check?
Sure.
If he's on the up and up with all this information. 10.
He seems to be telling you the truth.
Okay. This Thomas fellow, he didn't have any dealings with anybody in town that you know of?
Not that I remember seeing. He's not in here anyway. Not that I heard of.
All right. Okay.
Should we be concerned?
Well, no, he's dead, but
I guess that's that then.
yes. He was one of those that attacked the caravan last night.
Attacked you.
Yes. We've made an enemy of this cult, and he was a part of it.
How did you come across them? I mean, if it's none of my business, that's fine. I just concerned for Battle Rise.
We made a noble angry. Probably one of the nobles, maybe even one of the nobles you've seen. Called them to attack us. So, but we will be leaving soon.
That was
Track
my
them
next
down.
question. Are you planning on staying here?
No, we will be on our way today at some point after we ask around a little bit, find out any more information we can.
Safe travels. Hopefully, you stay away from these cultists.
I think we're looking for the opposite now. And he'll kind of like tap the bar and nod and head off.
Okay. He goes back to his breakfast. So, what did the group of you do?
Belkin is on his way to the general store.
So Belkin begins to head out towards the general store across the street. Front door is currently open. Also the side door that goes to the overhang that has a number of tools and the forge that's there to do minor repairs and whatnot. You do see Zan is out by the caravan speaking to another human with like salt and pepper hair, brown hair. He does have armor on and a sword sheath at his side, and he looks like he's discussing something with Zan. If you were there that evening with Corvin spoke to, it's the same gentleman.
Can't remember if I was there or not. Can I do a perception check to pick up any of the conversations they're having?
Sure.
Perception. 12.
As you coming out and try to pay attention to what they're saying, they're not too far away, and it doesn't look like they're trying to whisper or anything like that. So you hear something about the man speaking to Zahn, talking to him, saying something about, well, your friend spoke to last night, and I told him I'll come look in the morning, but it doesn't look good. Salvage some pieces and do some trading, and conversation continues on about trading the wreckage or some of the things that he has in the store. See Zahn's hands also are covered in soot and ash, like he was picking through the remains of wrecked caravan.
Does the store have a sign out front that has its name on it?
It does not have a name, it just has the symbol of an anvil as well as some tools, a crossing, a scythe, and a hammer.
I'll go in. Hello?
Alright. as you go inside, there's a number of tools, equipment, rope, axe, sacks, um, even like horseshoes and ingots of iron that's stacked up on the walls, different bolts, nails, anything that you can think of as far as like building, construction, that sort of thing inside. You do see a probably mid 40s human woman that's sitting in the back by a desk or counter. She looks like she's currently in a book, glasses currently on. Her hair pulled back into a ponytail, which is dark black in color. She looks up. She has her apron on as well. Oh, hi. How can I help you?
Hey there.
I
There's
haven't seen you before.
I
You
haven't
from?
seen you either.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine. I'm not from out here, but does a Jason run this shop?
Yes, he's outside speaking to a gentleman, I believe.
Oh, and who are you?
Who am I? I'm Elizabeth.
You're Elizabeth. Do you work for Jason?
Jason's my husband.
Oh, yeah, good for you. So you won't believe this, but almost every traveler that I came across said you gotta go to this store run by this guy named Jason. I'm like, oh, okay. And they always say how great the store is, and I must agree. This store looks like it's run like a tight ship.
And where are you from?
Oh, I came from east from here. I'm actually part of a traveling caravan.
Oh,
Actually,
was that your caravan outside?
it was, yeah, unfortunately, yeah,
Looks
it
like you've
was.
had some sort of accident.
We have accidents all the time, but this one was different. But
But what are the creatures and bodies that are piled up there?
yeah, it was something. I tell you.
It sure does look like. Well, we're glad to help you in any way possible. There's
Oh, I'm sure you
something in
could.
particular you're looking for.
Actually, I do have a list. Let's see here. Um, and I'll give her a list. I'll post it in the Roll20,
Okay,
just to make my life easier.
absolutely.
Alright, oh, it came out. Okay, there you go.
All right.
Definitely any of these, my dear.
Let's see here. She takes your list and begins to go over it. Yes, we have some of that. No, fortunately not.
It's okay if you don't have everything.
We have some of this. So we can sell you some chalk and acid, and we have some components to make some of these things, but fortunately, I don't have everything that you need here. Basically, what
That's okay.
I can sell you some jars of acid as well as how much chalk do you need?
Just a little bit, probably 3 or 5 pieces.
All right.
Probably 5.
And how much acid as well?
Let's go with trying to do math here. Let's go with 2 vial for now.
Okay. I have a jar. I can fill some vials. It'll just give me a few moments. Let's see. And she begins to write down in the book acid and adding some numbers. You said 2 vials of acid and 3 things of chalk. If you just buy the 2 vials of acid, I'll go ahead and just throw in some chalk for you.
Okay.
That'll be 50 gold.
See, that's why you guys are the best shop I heard about. I've been a little weary. Can you maybe go down on price? I mean, I always heard that you guys are very reasonable when working with customers. That's why they like you so much. I think you guys should go down maybe 5 gold to 45.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check as you're trying to talk her up about her husband and her shop.
Sure. 14.
Well, make sure that we make a little bit of money on this.
Oh, of course, of course.
I'll throw in the chalk and I'll drop a couple of gold pieces off of that, especially because it seems like you have some problems outside that you had to deal with. So 48 gold.
Deal.
Right. Just give me a moment.
Eh.
She gets up and puts some gloves on and takes off a jar off the back wall shelf, a few vials, and takes out a glass dropper, long dropper, glass dropper with a rubber tip against to fill the vials. After a few minutes, she gets the acid, sets the vials down on the table, and then brings over a small thing of chalk. Well, if you need anything else, we just stop by again.
What were the components that you were talking about that might be made to?
Well, we have the forge outside, so if you need anything like the caltrops, we can make stuff like that. I know that we could probably do some of the bolts as well if you need it. We have stuff to make leather armor, but that'll probably take about a week or so to actually make.
I'm not sure how long I'm staying in town for.
I see. That's about it. That's about what we could do for you.
Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind. I'll like everybody else. I'll tell how wonderful of a job.
Thank you so much. We appreciate all your business.
Oh.
And any other business that you send to us.
Oh, of course. Alright, so I got acid and chalk.
Yep.
Okay, I'll put that in my inventory. And now, afterwards, I'll leave. And is Zan still talking to that person?
Probably about the time that you're done dealing with them, you see Zan still digging through the wreckage there, and then the man begins to head back toward the overhang that's connected to the shop. Looks like he's gathering some tools and whatnot.
You got that, Zan? You want help, or should I go back to the inn?
I'm just trying to find the lantern, he says.
Oh.
It looks like all my paperwork is destroyed in here.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'll help him look for the lantern.
All right, go ahead and make a investigation check with advantage.
You got it. Come on. 22.
All right, Zan's looking in and around the caravan as you're helping him try to find some things that are in there. You actually find a few more pieces of gold, what remnants of papers that he may have had, scrolls inside there. You also find the remnants of the lantern that he hang on the front of the caravan, probably about 12 feet away on the ground, and it's just like shredded and opened up.
I'll put all that into like a pile, and then pick it up and give it to Zan.
As you do, he takes it. The gold and stuff kind of just tumbles to the ground out of his hands, and he looks at the lantern. Slumps and sits on the ground.
Sorry, buddy. I know that's important to you.
was. Thank you, Belkin.
You got it. I'll be inside. You know, I'll go back.
What is everybody else doing while Belkin went to the general store?
Alokian would just be eating his breakfast, making sure that Cloud got breakfast,
Okay.
and then I'd like to go visit my warhorse.
I have a warhorse.
Step outside. You see Belkin, Zan, digging through the rubble. Corbin, what are you doing? Logan's leaving.
After I talk to the barkeep, I'd probably go outside. And after Zan is done talking to Jason, I would talk to him. And I would say, Jason, do you have a cart by chance?
We don't have a
And we
cart
could-
here, fortunately.
Do you have anybody that does, so we could move those bodies?
Some of the farmers probably have a few that we could probably use. Use them borrow them from time to time. I'll want me to go get them.
If you could, I would appreciate that. I'd like to get them out of town as soon as possible. Don't want to. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of wreckage, but I'd like to get rid of those at least.
Already made a deal with Zan that I'll take the salvage and pay him a few things and any trade from the store that we can.
All right. Well, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
And I would probably just help him. As he got the cart, I would help him load up the bodies and take them out of town.
Okay. He goes back into the general store, speaks to Elizabeth for a few minutes, and then heads back out. It looks like he's going to try to retrieve a cart. Alokian, you come out as well.
Yeah, I'd be exiting to go towards the stables.
Alright. So Alokian heads past Belkin and stables. Stables is open, but you don't see anyone inside. Just inside the main hall there. Hear a number of the horses moving about inside the stalls. You're not quite sure. Go ahead and make me an animal handling check.
23.
Okay. You've probably worked in or dealt with some like horses in the past. Normally, stable hand would take the horses out in the morning, feed them, make sure they have water, that sort of thing. All of the stables are locked. All the horses are inside. None of them have been taken out to the field yet.
And try to look around real quick to see if the stable boy or stable man is around.
Yep. Take your time to look around, and there's no sign of them.
I'll head back inside real quick.
Okay.
To the inn,
All right, you go towards the end.
and I'll call for Herb.
He's currently still eating his, or snacking on his breakfast and bacon behind the bar. Yes.
The stable boy. What was his name?
Caleb.
Caleb. Yes. Was he not to feed and water the horses this morning?
Is he not? Is he not out there working?
He is nowhere to be found. Any idea where he might be?
I mean, he should be there. He stays in the loft there. Give me a moment. And puts his things down and begins to walk towards the front door. It's ahead towards the stables.
I'll follow him.
All of you that are outside can see Herb and Alokian heading towards the stables.
Everything okay?
Yes, it should be fine. The stable boy seems to be missing. We'll find him.
All right. Keep us informed.
And Alokian, you go to the stables and goes to the back side of the stables following Herb, and he begins to go up a set of flight of stairs that leads up to the loft where a lot of the hay and whatnot is housed, but there's also apparently a small bedroom set up there. As you enter that space, you see the bed empty. The drawers are open to one of the dressers that are inside there. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Nine.
Okay. You see no sign of stable hand, and no sign of even things, any possessions that this person may have on top of the dresser. You see signs of dust, where maybe there was something circular sitting here, maybe something more square, rectangular sitting there. It's all gone.
Seems your stable hand has left.
I see that. He begins to rifle through the drawers, looking to see if anything's there. Didn't tell me he was leaving.
Could the explosion maybe spooked him?
Did you see him last night?
No, I did not.
Huh.
Does he have a tendency to leave unannounced?
No. He begins to look around to see if he can see any signs of anything. To no avail after about 5 minutes or so searching. Seems I need to take care of the horses. Those things that came. Sure hope he didn't get caught up in it. Can you look around and see outside, perhaps? If he's hurt.
I'll look for you, yes.
Thank you. And Herb begins to, one by one, deal with the horses. But also seems concerned, and is also looking around, looking into different stalls, looking outside the stable itself.
So yeah,
nothing.
I'll go out and start searching. Maybe go 25, 30 feet in each direction, just kind of looking.
Those of you at the caravan
wide perimeter
can see Lokian looking in and around the area as well, as if he's looking for something.
Did you find him?
No. He's gone along with all his belongings. So, I don't believe he was leaving in a hurry. Or leaving against his own free will. I doubt anyone would allow him to pack his belongings before taking it.
Do you think he had anything to do with all this?
Hard to say. What would a stable hand be doing with the cult that's not from around here?
I mean, it seems like this Thomas guy was from around here. Came here pretty often. At least.
Yes, well, I'd rather not think the worst and accuse this boy.
Herb, does he have a house somewhere, or does he just live?
Lived in the loft. It's part of his pay.
I think we'll have to chalk this one up to coincidence. Perhaps he was tired of being a stable hand. Perhaps he found a better offer elsewhere. Perhaps he was in love. Decided to venture off.
I've never seen him. I mean, he liked little Patty, but I'm not sure
Little
about
Patty
that.
around? Did she leave as well?
She lives out at one of the farms on the east side of Battle Rise.
Perhaps that's where he's gone. Let's not assume the worst. He obviously packed his things before he left. That leads me to believe that he wasn't in immediate danger. I think perhaps he was just done being a stable hand. Life has more to offer.
Herb turns and, as best he can, rushes back into the stable.
I think that all seems a little too convenient for my taste.
Perhaps the explosion last night and the threat of danger was enough for him to finally leave. Maybe he's been thinking about leaving, and this was just an excuse. Let's not assume the worst.
A few moments later, Herb rushes back out to the front of the stable. He's gone. He took one of the horses.
Which horse?
23.
It's neither of our horses, correct?
23 was the black with white
Gosh darn it.
boots, diamond on his head.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm going to lop his head off.
Oh, let's listen. There's plenty of fine horses. I'm sure
No.
Herb here will give you another horse in exchange for the one that was stolen.
Why would he? He was with us for years. After his family died, we took him in and gave him work and pay and... Old man. This
Love will make you do crazy things.
love.
Lokian, don't be naive. He obviously has to, why would he just leave other than being involved in this in some way? I'm not saying he's part of the cult, but perhaps he informed them of where we were,
For what
allowed them
gain?
to. I mean, gold would be my best guess.
Perhaps, I don't know. Leaving your whole life behind for some coin.
Well, then maybe he's part of the cult. People do stupid things for their religion. And he'll kind of give you a deep look.
Yes, well. Herb, is there anywhere he might have gone? Anywhere he talked about? Anywhere that he yearned to be?
Stayed at... Never went very far. He never asked to leave. He was happy here. He's...
Yes, but did he ever want, did he ever desire to go somewhere, visit somewhere else? Did he ever speak of anything like that?
Any other friends?
He talked about the Dragonmire to the south.
Gorvin kind of looks. The Dragonmire.
Dragonmire.
What happens in the Dragonmire?
It's just one of the major waterways south of here.
Did he wish to be on a boat?
No. Never wished to be on a boat.
What would he be doing at the Dragonmire?
Said he wanted to see it. Sure. Visit.
Well.
The Lake of the Dragons just seems... It's called
Perhaps
the
that's where he
Dragons
went.
And
A lot of dragon-themed things around here.
I can't... I never...
Is there any actual dragons?
I haven't seen any dragons. Beyond any motions over to the caravan where the large drake is slain.
Yes, well, thank Ilmater we were here.
Yes. Especially if he was
You,
involved in this.
Well, we have
I
two
never would have
leads then.
expected he would have stole us. Everything we did for him. You can see he's fighting, tears in his eyes.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
I have to tell Linda.
Do not assume the worst, Herb.
He's missing. Now your horse is
He's-
missing. It was our responsibility.
Temporarily misplaced, Herb. We will go seek him out. We will find him. We will return him to you.
Okay.
That is, if he wants to come back. He obviously left for a reason. We'll find it out.
I have to tell Linda. Begins to shuffle off.
Well, the horse is taken care of.
I'll get to that in a moment.
Okay. Well, we have two leads then. We have this man that's camping. We also have the stable hand who might have gone to the Dragon Mire.
Yes.
And I assume you want your horse.
Yes, I want my horse.
Well, then it's clear then where we must go next.
Is it?
We have to track down this stable hand. He's very dear to
Oh,
her.
Yes, yes, okay.
He might be connected to our attack last night. He
Yeah.
has your horse.
But it's not clear where we should go. It's clear our
Dragonmire.
objective.
We'll take the straightest path down south. And hopefully either run into the stable hand along the way, or once we arrive at the Dragonmire, we can look for clues and spread out from that way.
It's getting worse and worse.
It's not getting any easier, that's for sure. But enough dilly-dally. If he left in the middle of the night, he has hours ahead of us.
How far is the castle from here?
The Battle Rise Keep?
Yep.
Well, the ruins of it. It's
Yes.
probably about 10 miles or so. So, a few
far?
hours.
How far is Dragonmire?
The Dragonmire probably take at least 2 days travel south. You can make a knowledge, either survival or nature check to try to see if you remember how far it is from where.
15.
The Dragonmire is probably a day and a half travel south. It's one of the major trade ways through Sea of the Stars it's connected to. There's a number of ports along Dragonmire as well.
I feel like we search out the camp and maybe the keep before we head to the Dragonmire.
Very well. If that is what you wish. I'm sure Herb will give you a different horse for now.
Yes.
I think perhaps we'll all need a horse now.
We have the two. That should be enough. R2.
Did they survive the explosion?
They were in the stables. I assume.
Yeah, the horses were in the stables.
So, Zan
Very
and
well.
Kaz, and we can just throw Belkin on one of the backs of ours. For now,
Oh yes, you can ride with me.
good plan. Well,
And he can hold Cloud.
also a good plan. All right.
Let's go get Kaz. And we'll inform Herb of our intentions.
Probably by this time, Kaz probably wanders out as well. Especially seeing the
Okay.
distraught innkeep.
I will kind of gather Kaz and Zan and Belkin, and I think we'll just kind of communicate what happened.
Okay.
And the plan.
Zan looks pretty devastated.
I feel like he's somehow connected with the cult, but Alokian hopes the best. But I think we check out the keep and then maybe if we can find Thomas's camp.
Do we know where the camp is? Dan says.
West. That's what we know. West. That's all we know.
Guess we have leads. Which one do we take first?
Well, the keep is there, and we know where it's at, and we can get to it pretty quickly. That's a good place to start.
What would be at the keep? What interest do we have?
Well, we saw the one kobold go that way.
Oh, I didn't see
Towards
that.
it, towards it
Oh,
at
no.
least.
One of them fled north.
Yes. The one with the gold.
Maybe we can see if we can track it down. I'm no
Yes.
tracker, but maybe you, Belkin. You have decent eyes.
Yeah, but I was never taught how to track. But
I feel like that's our most straightforward at this point.
Yeah, I
No.
feel like the kobold would have a hideout. It'd be kind of hard to find a dead man's camp.
Yes.
And a guy on a horse that always has a day on us. Equally hard.
Did the cultist have any like maps on him or anything?
He didn't see any maps. Another weird thing is you didn't even see any insignia. TMI. After you rifled through their bodies.
Oh, really? All right. Well, I'm gonna talk to Herb and see if he could maybe lend me a horse until I find mine.
Okay.
Although I do want to get back your stolen horse there, Corbin.
Yes, I want my horse.
Stealing stolen property is my favorite kind of steal.
So I will go talk to him and ask if he could lend me one until I find mine.
You hear some sobs from the kitchen as you enter, but Herb's at the door, the back of the kitchen, and see the front door open. Says, "Oh, I'll be back, Linda," and closes the door. Comes back in. I'll get to the horses as soon as I can. Trying to cope with Linda.
It's understandable. I think we will be able to get them ready enough. We plan on leaving. We'll try to bring him back. My guess is he got caught up in something that
Over his
seemed
head.
exactly. So, I was wondering if I could use one of the other war horses until I get mine back. Of course, I will return it once I find mine.
You should have bought that horse insurance.
I'll tell you what. If you promise to try to bring him back alive, keep one of the horses that you choose.
Okay.
Thomas or the horse?
No, the boy. I don't know if we know the boy's name. Do we know the boy's name?
Well, you do now, it's Caleb.
Oh yeah, yeah, whatever. I'm getting these names confused.
All right. We will do our best.
I'll go get the horse ready.
Thank you.
And he shuffles off. Heads past the group back towards the stables. Gathering each of your horses, getting them prepared. He even saddles just a normal riding saddle. Each of the other horses have any saddles for them. They had straps and whatnot, but no actual saddles. And he begins to prepare the horses. It's going to take him some time.
I will go to Jason.
Okay.
Or I'll just go in the general store and ask Jason.
Jason's
where
not
Lee-
in there currently. He
Oh,
hasn't
I forgot.
returned yet.
Forgot he went to the.
But Elizabeth is in there. Good evening.
Ma'am.
I mean,
Yes.
good morning.
Good morning. Yes. I was wondering about some information. And tell Jason I'm sorry. We're gonna end up leaving quickly. And actually, Corbin will pull out 3 gold pieces.
Okay.
Hopefully, Corbin finds some more gold. And set them down. That is, since I will not be here to help him move the bodies. Do you know anything of a Thomas Rain and where his camp might be located? Any specifics?
I didn't know he had a camp around here, but I know he did some trading with us from time to time. Just from some normal goods and wood and nails and that sort of thing. I mean, there's something wrong, Thomas.
Do you know anything else about him?
I
You
mean,
ever mentioned anything?
I don't want to give away too much information about our customers.
Well, he's dead. He's one of
Dead?
the bodies outside. Yes, he attacked us last night.
He attacked you.
Yes.
Thomas did. Thomas Rain.
Yes. Yep.
Well, I'm sorry he attacked you, and she kind of looks past you towards the bodies and squints. She puts the glasses close. Well, she begins to rifle through the ledger that's in front of her on the desk. Let's see, wood. I mean, it looks like he probably was building something, a large amount of wood and nails. I'm not sure where he took it. I don't know of his camp. Just assumed he lived here somewhere. He's only been around for a few months, I believe. I thought he was maybe building a cabin or something.
Perhaps. Any other people you've seen him interact with quite a bit?
No, other than the times he'd come in to trade, he wouldn't stick around too long. He'd go to the inn a good bit. He was around.
All right.
Sorry, I can't be of more help.
No, you're all right.
Is
That's,
everyone okay?
Yes, we're all alive. Obviously, caravan down, but alive.
Stan?
Again, thank you for the information.
No problem.
Kind of nod and walk out.
Okay.
I guess wait for the horses.
All right. Does anyone else want to do anything else? So after about 30 minutes or so, Herb brings out horses one by one. The group of you. You gather your things to prepare to head toward Battle Rise Ruin.
Yes.
So I'm going to say for tonight, in tonight's session, but
Oh, is it?
before we go, we all leveled up to level.
Hell yeah. Oh my god, me and Cordell have a third class now. That's crazy.
I was hoping that was coming tonight.
It was coming. Congratulations.
Hooray.
Hip hip.
Well, everybody out there in the stream, Thank you so much for hanging out with us, even through all our technical difficulties that we had. We appreciate you guys. We'll make sure we get the video up for anybody that missed it, but y'all have a good night. Bye.